Good evening and welcome back to the Wild Cam Craig channel. We're doing camping again, solo camping, solo wild camping on my own in the wild. We're doing 3 nights in this woodland right here. It's a big woodland, but it's very sectored, so there's a lot of pathways running through it. There's a path that way about 300 meters to the north. So I've put up this big shield tarp here. We're going to do 4 days, 3 days after tomorrow, of camping. Going to do bushcraft, going to be building wooden structures. I've got a saw with me, got a pickaxe, going to be digging holes for fire pits, going to be doing some foraging, going to make tea out of nettles, going to try and find some dandelions, dig the roots, roast them into coffee. If all else fails, I have got food with me. I've got homemade coffee with the sugar mix. I've got loads of food, enough anyway, but there's so much freestanding dead wood here, and look at it, perfect for burning. So I am alone in the forest and this is my favorite place to be. So I'll see you in a bit. See you tomorrow. Good morning. Beautiful day out here in the woods, and I've just woken up here, which makes me always very happy. I had quite a lie-in today. I'm not gonna lie, it's about 10:30 and the sun rose about 4 hours ago. So I better get up at some point, but it's just too comfortable here. So last night I ended up having a fire because even though I did spot some people, and I think they spotted me, they were hikers, and as we all know, hikers are, they're fine. You're not going to get reported really or aggressively approached by a hiker. They're just there for their own enjoyment. I did want to make a fire reflector, which is basically just a structure you build behind a campfire with 2 sticks like this, and then loads of sticks going up and down like this, and you just put it behind the fire and it bounces the heat back to keep the fire going better. But the main reason that I'm interested in fire reflectors is because of the idea of hiding the fire, mostly, from people watching around. So last night, even though I didn't have the time to get out the saw and start cutting things to size and properly doing it, I just threw together a load of logs and sticks and made my own makeshift fire reflector in the dark. I think did quite a good job. I'm really proud of it. It mostly, I've got to the north, I've got this big wall here, no one can see through here. And then to the south, which is the only other direction people could be approaching from, I've built the fire reflector. So the plan as of right now is immediately to make coffee. I might then have some cold beans, which is God's gift to this earth, and we go for a walk. Take the camera with me. That's all I have to do. All I have to do. No responsibilities. Absolutely nothing. It is divine. The plan for today is a very simple one. I have a bit more water than I thought I did, so getting water isn't the highest priority right now. The highest priority right now is just getting fed, having coffee, drunk, hydrated. I've got enough for an hour or two, good couple of hours, so we're fine. This wall is going to be coming down because it's made of just sticks that I threw together, right? So it's no harm, but in wild camping regulations, it is still leaving a trace. So I'm going to redistribute the wood all around here where it came from, just put it back because, it'll be rotting and there'll be things living in it, things eating it, so just put it back where it came from. All in all, I've been quite impressed with this little camp because I just threw this tarp up in quite a haste last night, and it's a bit unorthodox the way I've done it, having a rope tied there, fed through here, and then tied up there, and then having it to only 2 pegs actually in the ground. It's an interesting way to do it, and the reason I had to do that is because I only have 2 pegs with me. I forgot the peg bag, just happened to have 2 in a different bag. So yeah, I forgot the pegs and my pillow popped, so it was a bit deflated in the night. Anyway, I better take this camp down. I've just been hiking for about an hour and a half, and I ran out of water an hour ago, and it's been really difficult because although the sun has gone away right now, it has been belting it down, and I'm sweating so much, I'm not drinking enough, I am getting quite badly dehydrated. There's no water in the area, no big water sources, so I got out the OS map and I saw a little tiny line, and that line is this. So what I'm going to do, oh, that's a frog. Oh, sweet. There's a frog in there. I'm going to filter this, collect this in here, then filter it, and then boil it to purify it. Oh, look at the colour of that. Look at that. Beautiful. Right, let's filter this and purify it.
You know, sometimes when I'm hiking and camping, I tend to forget that the whole point of this, of carrying a tent around, is because it gives you the freedom to camp any way you want. When I'm walking up here, the feeling I get, the nice feeling I get, is the feeling of knowing that everything is on my back. All of my food, all of my water, all of my camping equipment, all my camera gear, all my tools, everything, all right here. And I love that, but sometimes I forget that it means that I can, when I'm feeling very tired after hiking miles and miles and many more miles in the sun with a damaged foot, is I can sit down and just relax, because even if I don't make it to a place that I want to camp tonight, these woods are a lot better. I'll show you around in a bit, but done about a 5 mile walk to get here, but I think it's worth it because there's a lot more coverage here. The trees are bigger and so is the ground cover. So there's bracken, there's bushes. It's beautiful here. My point is, the reason we do this is because I can right now just do what I want, complete freedom, sit here for a bit. Because even if I fell asleep and I wake up and it's 10 p.m. and it's dark, I've got food, I've got water, I've got shelter. I can just pitch it right here and I'm fine. Don't want to, but I could. So I can just sit here and enjoy my lovely, lovely water, which it tastes like tea. Because it's still warm and it has tannins from the river. I'm excited to find a camp spot. I think the time now is about, well, I think it's about 2 p.m. So we've got an easy, 7 hours of sunlight left. Won't be a problem. I have my stove, which produces flame, and I have my pot, but I don't have a frying pan or anything like a grill or anything. So potentially I could fashion a grill out of sticks and toast the bread on that, but it might burn the sticks, but it might also work. Or what I was thinking, to be adventurous, is cooking on a rock, because I've seen it done. I've seen people do it. And I want to try it. I know from being told that the rock has to be completely dry and impermeable, so no water can be in it, otherwise it'll blow up. And you just have to get a rock that's about, a couple of inches thick and just place it in the coals of the fire, get it really hot, and it will act as almost as a frying pan. So that's the goal. Potentially make some bread, potentially cheese toasties. I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping so. But for now, I'm just gonna sit here for a bit and enjoy not being at work. I have a habit of doing tarp setups, getting this 3x3 meter plastic sheet, putting it up between some trees and just always doing the same configuration. So I'd always do the one where it's the L-shaped kind of prism pyramid type thing, 3D triangle, wedge, that kind of shape, They're great, I love them. That's kind of all I ever do. So this trip, inspired by the loss of tent pegs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get a line going from here to here. Is that long enough for me to sleep in? I don't know if the distance between these two trees is big enough. I might have to try those 2 trees over there. I had a consultation with myself. I've decided this approach isn't going to work. I don't want it to be so closed off. So what I'm going to do is take everything off, make this higher, raise this quite high. So I can have just one big slanted roof and that be it. Taking this line out of the middle and I'm going to put it on the edge. So it can have a long line to the top and it just comes straight down this way. Hello. Oh.
Lovely spot, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just setting up a little camp.
I know there's a particular fallen tree we sit on and and have a bit of a rest.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing. And normally we have seen deer down here before. We were sitting there and I was talking to them about these deer,
All right.
We haven't seen deer for a long time.
What, probably a lot.
Unless he understands what I say.
Yeah.
But then he said,
Hello.
look. And then he walked on, so he must have seen you. Oh wait, there's the photography.
Yeah.
The light's fantastic, isn't it?
It's beautiful, yeah. Such a lovely day. I've just been walking around the whole day.
Yeah. And it changes during the day as well. Of course, the deer could be, there we see you before you see them. They could be close by, but you can't see them there.
I've seen quite a few today.
Have you?
Yeah, but I've been set down a lot. But they're very, very distant.
Anyway.
No, of course. Nice to meet you, mate. Hope you had a good day. Even here, there's people around. As I sit here eating my bread and my cheese, I am feeling very tranquil, very content, very happy. I love it here.
Well, good morning. What we're going to do is I'm probably going to take today as a chill one. No more moving. If I do camp again tonight, it will be around these parts, around this area. Only thing is, there are so many mosquitoes here. I've been eaten alive last night. I couldn't fall asleep without putting headphones on just to cover my ears to stop the sound of them buzzing around. It was awful. So maybe not this specific patch if I do sleep here again tonight, just because of the mosquitoes. But the thing is, I can't tell why, because the ground is quite hard. It's not like they'll be breeding here or anything, and there's no water nearby. So how can there be mosquitoes? I don't know. But I feel them all over me now. Ain't great. My goal today really is go for a walk, enjoy myself. If I find a big rock, then maybe do some cooking on that rock. If I find a patch of nettles, make some nettle tea. Those are my two things. Those are my two outs of boredom. Big rock, stinging nettles. Maybe if I run out of water, which I will, this is pretty much empty, I'm going to have to purify and filter through some more. But I still have more from the river. I have this, which needs to be filtered through and boiled up. I should really do that now. I want to go and explore a little bit, go and walk around on foot without carrying all this. Just walk into the woods and see if I can find any nice spots. What I'm considering doing is just taking all this, slightly packing it away, transporting it over there where I think I might camp is a little bit, it's a bit better to camp over there, but I'm not sure. But moving it over there, just stashing everything for a bit and going for a nice walk, I think might be a good idea. Because right now I am quite in the open. I don't love it. As soon as someone walks down that hill, they can see the back of this tarp quite clearly, and I prefer something lower to the ground. And there's all this space here behind me, and it's quite visible, it's quite open. So I think that'll be the plan, just follow the map east, which is where the main part, the heart of this woodland is. This whole forest is individual woodlands, and this is the largest woodland in the forest, so that's why I've walked all the way here, and why I'm resorting to drinking this. But it is lovely here. So I just need to go further into it and find something a bit nicer and more interesting, with more depth and closer proximity of life, you know. I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to eat some beans, and I'm going to drink some of this water, and then I think I head off with the two goals of one big rock and one bush of nettles. What I am now realising is that when I purified this water about half an hour ago, I should have saved some for coffee, because even though it's still warm in here, it's not hot, so I'm going to have to heat it back up to make coffee, which I don't love, but one of them things, isn't it? My phone just vibrated, but I can't believe that's because of anything that's happened. It must just be like my phone talking to me itself. I wouldn't have had a text or anything. What I like to do is I'll get my cup so I can measure out exactly how much it is that I need. So I'm going to do about that much. Whoa! In here I've got a homemade blend of coffee and sugar. So I thought, why have to separate it into two pots when I can just do this? But I've not drank as much as I thought I would. So I'll treat myself and make a nice strong one. People often ask me, Craig, what do you do when you're camping? How do you spend your time? How do you fill out the day? This. Monotonous domestic tasks that take hours with some lovely black coffee. I normally drink white coffee. Or just, coffee with milk. Normally on a camp, I'll buy a little bottle of milk, a little pint or something, and be fine. It'll last me a few days. I keep it out of the sun and doesn't go off. But it's been really hot, and it is hot today, past few days. And I considered, bringing milk with me, or buying milk. I was like, no, I'll get too hot, it'll go off. And I'm sat here now thinking, this whole time I could have just brought milk with me. I got butter, but I don't use the butter yet because I want to cook with the butter and I forgot my frying pan. My two favourite things to have in the morning are coffee and beans. I'm thinking I'm going to pack all this away properly, not just stash it, actually take it with me, be sensible with it, and carry everything up to the top of the ridge, walk along the ridge, look down into the wood, see if there are any better camping spots. Oh my god, I thought I'd lost these. I thought I was completely out. 3 chocolate bars. Yeah. Oh my god. Get in my belly.
just stopped for a break, and I've realised that that is all the water I have left. We are currently on the top of a very dry wooded hill, and I'm trying to get off it. So I realistically have to hope that down there is a stream or a river, or at the very, very least a pond, a big puddle, something, because I can filter bacteria, pathogens, and I can purify viruses out of the water. It's okay, I can do all that. I can process the water with everything I've got on me. But the trouble is that forests generally, especially nowadays, are just dried up. And it's why you're getting more forest fires all across the world, right? Forests are just drying up. But what it means is that when the land dries, animals and plants can't drink. And right now, neither can I. Camping like this is a tool that can be used to kind of learn to understand for myself what it feels like to have no water, to have no access to clean water, what it feels like to have to go out and find it and treat it yourself. Because public services, natural commodities turned into public services that are then bought up by private companies, it's a downward spiral, and shareholder value in these companies is being put above the actual supply, like a resourced supply that's going to be sustainable, to redistribute and to regenerate. But right now there's not much water around, and a lot of the water is heavily polluted. So I'm out here just, trying to find some. I'm okay right now because I'm under the shade, but if the shade disappears, if these trees go, which I bloody hope they don't, then I'll be out in the sun and I'll get dehydrated really quickly, and that will be a point when I have to, make it emergency. So I can look on my map here and just see where we are. Yeah, there's really not much water around me. There's really just not much at all. I'm going to have to get on this path and walk down south into this, down past another hill, into a different wood, into another wood, and then there should be a stream along a footpath. So I'm going to have to go there. Moon Hill. Moon Hill. Maybe I'll go there, get water, sleep on Moon Hill. So that is, what direction is that? We are here, we got to go kind of south. I have my compass with me. I've been using this map and compass for most of this journey to navigate, because when you're out here, you don't have phone signal, and a lot of the paths, they can't be trusted, but also what can sometimes be trusted is the woodland like this, which isn't, actually, there's no paths here, but it works because I've got a compass. And I know right now we're going kind of northeast, more east than north. I'm trying to get out of this woodland, but slightly the wrong way. So I need to go more south and east. So right now I'm going, the pathway I was going to go would have taken me dead east, but I need to kind of go southeast a bit that way. And then if I follow that should take me onto a path that's also going southeast. That's the theory. So I follow southeast, hit a path, keep going southeast, then get the map out again. That's kind of how I like to navigate. I just give myself little waypoints in my head and keep the compass in hand, and then I just know that if I get lost, the map is always there. Sometimes the phone is there. GPS works on the phone a lot of the time, even when 5G doesn't, but also with that, you need data to load the map. So I prefer using an OS with a compass, and I can put the map away, knowing that I'm going southeast, and I'm hitting a path that's continuing to go southeast. Then take the compass, decide where that is, which is that way, and we'll just head that way, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Look what we found. I won't lie to you, about 15 minutes ago, northwest that way, I did find a little bit of water, but it was stagnant and there were mosquitoes breeding in it. But this right here, this is running. This is running water. It won't be the best quality, but there's some volume to it. There is a velocity to it. And I'm so thirsty that I'm just going to drink straight through the filter because I don't feel the need to purify this. I think filtration be enough. I'm in dire need. This is going to be an exciting 5 minutes. You can go away for a sec. Time for a bottle fill. I might go further downstream for that. Don't want you to think this water is perfect. I've got a cut on my hand, on my left hand, which for obvious reasons I'm not putting in the water. I'm using my right hand. Now, look at the colour of that. It's not the best, is it? But a lot of that colouring will come from the tannins from the plants and the minerals and the vitamins. It's essentially what is flowing through here is, as I said last night when I drank it, what's flowing through here is tea. Is cold, natural river tea. Not to be confused with the river teas. Will that do me? That'll do me. Maybe until I find a new river. That ridge line right there, the one running along here in the south, should be, if my map isn't lying to me, the marking of heath beyond. We are now entering what I like to call a prime camping forest. So I just found this place. I went up to the heath. It looked like a heath. Nothing terribly spectacular. Open, hot, barren, dry, no. So I went off just to the side and found this. A giant conifer plantation, which has a similar composition rather, of the things I like. You've got the fern, you've got a few wildflowers, you've got, medium high, like 5 to 10 meters coniferous trees. Then you've got the, 30, 40 meter coniferous trees. You've got that nice balance and it provides a lot of shelter. So I think I might be camping here tonight. But it's a question of water, really. Because I don't love that water source down there, but it's better than, it's the best thing I've seen. So I might have to go hike. I might have to set up a camp here and then go walking. It's a beautiful view though. I mean, I wish I could show what I'm seeing. So I'll flip the camera. I'll just show you now. But I've just put my bag down and there's just this lovely line of trees behind. And I'm really hoping I can find a spot in the shade, but in a clearing at the same time. I know it's a lot to ask, but it's a beautiful area this, because it's a cow grazing area. So there are loads of cows walking around here, big, scary looking things, and they're just grazing for the management of the health of the soil. So beautiful. I'm hoping I can find a rock to do some cooking on. come to you now, all hot and sweaty and handheld, because as I was hiking down this lovely, beautiful trail right here, my tripod broke and the camera fell off, so we're going handheld now. All it means is we're going vlog style. Today it's been an interesting one, a very thirsty one. I'm still thirsty. I've got water, but I need to get more because I've been walking down here and I think this spot right here is going to be where I'm sleeping tonight. I mean, look at this place. Is it not perfect? Well, what more, you know? Look at the ground cover, look at the giant trees, look at the little, I mean, these are pine, aren't they? Giant pine, and you've got the little cedars. I love a little cedar. And the bracken, obviously, and these, I mean, this is cedar right here. This is all cedar with bracken beneath it, all living as one. And, I mean, beautiful, isn't it? So, right now, it's going to be evening of chilling out. I might go for a walk and get more water. I think water is paramount right now. Try and find a rock too, because where I am now in this little secluded area, I really feel like I can get a good fire going. And if I can find a rock, do some cooking. So I really, really want to do that. So find a rock. Nettles, but nettles not as important as rock. Rock and water. Simple things that a man needs. I need rock, I need water. That's my shopping list. But it's true. Because of the fact that the tripod is now broken, it means you have to sit on the floor, which I'm terribly sorry about, but not much that can be done about that. This is my plan, right? I think there's a pathway right there, and this is just dense woodland. So I'm going to throw a line up between these two trees, throw a line up here, put a tarp over it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a straight line down this way, okay? So coming straight down here, because this is a path, block that off here, have the top of the roof coming up and coming out, hopefully. If not, we'll just have one big one going down. And then I'm going to have the fireplace just right here, looking out into the woods. I think that's a pretty good plan. So I'm going to clear the ground first, just here. And I think we can sleep here. Right here we can sleep tonight. There's so many years of great compost under here. It's so spongy and fertile. That's what I love about pine forests, that the needles they land and then keep the water in. Okay, slight change of plan. I don't think my anchor point is at the top. I don't think my ropes are long enough to reach these trees here. So I'm going to do a line over here and have the back middle part coming down to this tree. I think that will work. And then it can be pulled out that way and shouldn't actually need any pegs. If I can do this without pegs, that'll be fantastic. This isn't really sleepable. If I can have the tarp coming this way and sleeping here, I can't do that. I'm gonna have to sleep here. So what I might do is I might just build the tarp going back there as I planned. Because it's not gonna rain tonight. I'm mainly using it as shelter visibly. So I think just portray it that way and I think we'll be good. I have made what you generally call a useless shelter. Because where I'm going to be sleeping is going to be not beneath the tarp. You know what I mean? I can have a lovely big fire. That's what we love, isn't it? Tea? I have tea bags. Oh my God. I didn't know I had tea bags. That's great news. So this piece of equipment I've got with me right here, this is what's called a bivvy bag. Now when I bought this, it was actually a bivvy tent, but I lost the poles that held up the head like that. It used to kind of sit almost like that almost, but I take this with me because it doesn't weigh much at all. It's a couple of 100 grams, if anything, and in moments like this, where I'm not actually covered from the rain when I'm sleeping, this is waterproof, so I can just zip this up and get inside it, and the rain won't get to me, which is great. It is really lovely to have, so in case of emergencies, or like now when I just don't want to be under a tarp, I'd rather be out in the open, but have this blocking my fire from the pathway. Perfect. What more could I need, you know? And I've got a little pillow in here somewhere. I'll pump that up when I find it. But I'm just going to rest for a bit, and then I'm going to go and get more water, and then hopefully find a stone. I think I've got enough time in the day. It's just a case of energy levels, which are quite low, and it's a case, because I need to eat better, that's the thing. And I haven't been able to cook food well and eat well because I haven't got anything to cook on. So I need to find a stone, really. I need to do that to eat and drink. So I have found some water down here, which is water, but it's not terribly flowing. So I'm thinking if I have to, then I will. I'll purify it, filter it first, but I'll show you down here. This is what we're working with. This is our water source. Look at all the things flying around in it. But it does look okay, really. I mean, I wish you could see it better on camera, but I think once it's filtered and purified, it will be fine. I still need to find a rock to do my cooking on. Look at that, perfect camp. Simple, sheltered, wonderful. It's been a struggle to find a rock that's big enough to cook with. I'm going to have to settle for a smaller one. Maybe do a little proof of concept type thing. Do, you know, a little mini meal. So now I've got my shelter, I've got my water, I've got my food. I just need a rock to cook it on. I have my fuel for fire, I have my cover, won't be a problem. The main thing now, I just need to find a nice big rock. Of all the places that I would have thought it'd be hard to find a rock, the forest wouldn't have been one of them. But I've been searching for 3 days, and just now, about an hour and a half by the creek, I've got my water, my interestingly coloured water, which will need filtering and purifying. And I also got 2 of these small little rocks. So I thought, this one, lovely shape, got a really flat top. I can cook on this, but it's tiny. So that will be a very little thing at a time. This here, I don't know if it's too big or too wet, really, too angular. I don't think I can do much with it, but I'm going to put it in the coals and try it. I'm going to try them both later on. But for now, what I want to do is I want to turn this bit, because we've got the tarp up here, bed here. I want to turn this bit here into a little fire section. So I won't be able to prop the camera on a tripod while I do that, but I'll try and film little bits. I'll try and update as I go, because it's hard now without a tripod, but I'll make it work. I've got my rocks ready, and as soon as it's dark enough, which won't be too long now, I'm going to light a fire in this pit. I'm going to fill it all the way up with charcoal. And once the coals are going, I'm going to put the rocks in and hopefully heat those up. Cook some bread on them, cook some fish. And yeah, they're not massive, but put those side by side, give a bit of cooking space. Before it gets dark though, just what I'm going to do now is I still have my trail camera here, which I try and put up every night. I've got to put it up tonight. I'm going to put it up in the trail over there, but I can't bring you with me because the tripod's broken. Currently, right now, you're just on a fallen tree trunk. That's why it's a bit askew. I'm going to call it here. Obviously, go put the camera up, light the fire, have some food, but yeah. If you don't hear from me tomorrow morning, then this will be the end of the video now, and I just want to thank you for watching it, because sun's setting now and it's nearly bedtime. And it's so nice to have had company throughout, to have been able to document this and share my love and my passion for camping and hiking with you. I love doing it, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.